The Houston Rockets are creating a monster in Alperen Sengun, and it's time to start talking about him. He might have gotten absolutely postered by Anthony Edwards, but you know what? Sengun can also catch a couple of bodies too, and I'm pretty sure that you never expected him to do crazy stuff like this.
Great closeout there from Jalen Green. Sengun goes coast to coast. Oh, the jam!
Ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't notice, the Rockets are creating a monster. And based on the highlight clips that you just saw, along with his growing skill set and evolving game, we just might see a Nikola Jokic 2.0 walking in the NBA sooner than later, because this kid is just a whole different kind of beast compared to the Joker. Check this out. After receiving the pass from the foul line, Sengun just put Biyombo in a spin cycle in this play, before dropping the hammer on his head. I mean, that's one hell of an all-star move right there. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is his basketball IQ. See, from the handoff, he and Gordon played a little two-man game here. Sengun then slid inside the paint, and when Barnes showed up, he threw a gorgeous no-look bounce pass to Martin Jr. for an easy finish. Aside from that, his patience and innate ability to find the open man makes him an underrated playmaker along with his incredible feel for the game. You can see that Sengun is backing down Naz Reid in this play. Now, after getting doubled right here, Sengun didn't panic at all, and when he sensed that someone was going to get open, he just threw a no-look behind the back pass to the cutting Christopher based on instinct alone while getting harassed by two defenders. Though he's just averaging 3.3 assists this season, he's a willing distributor that loves to involve his teammates in the flow of their offense, and as you can see, he shares the ball by making 30 passes a ball game to the Rockets' main gunners like Jalen Green, KPJ, and Eric Gordon. And this stat basically highlights his unselfishness on the offensive end. In the game against Minnesota, Sengun dropped 19 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 assists in a losing effort. And even though he got dunked on by the Ant-Man twice in that game, Edwards had nothing to say but praise and respect for the 20-year-old kid.
No, but nah, all praise to, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but number 28, Sengun. He good, man, he good. Yeah.
Next up, let's talk about his offensive game. Standing at 6'11" and weighing almost 250 pounds, Sengun has not always been the quickest cat among the giants of today's NBA, because he's pretty much lumbering in every offensive position and has slow feet on defense. In addition, he's also built differently in terms of his physique, and at first glance, you wouldn't think that this kid has any athletic bones in his body. But see, though he doesn't have the speed of a standard NBA big man, Sengun is surprisingly agile around the court. And the thing that impresses me most about his offensive game has always been his footwork. Here, Eric Gordon sets up Sengun at the foul line. With the much bigger Zubac blocking his path to the rim, Sengun lured him with a pump fake before doing a beautiful reverse pivot to finish this one softly. In this sequence, Sengun showcases his full bag as he takes Cat here down the lane. He spins around him first, then up and under, before pivoting back again to finish this one with a hook shot. Now, in this play, Sengun quickly attacked KD's closeout, and just check out how he made KD touch grass here using a smooth shuffle. This fluid footwork and smooth shot making reminds us of the former Rockets player in Luis Scola, and speaking of Rockets legends, Hakeem Olajuwon has also been mentoring Sengun in the last couple of months. And I bet this is the main reason why he's able to develop such elite footwork in this early stage of his career. Just like everyone else, Hakeem is also caught off guard by Sengun's natural brilliance. And here's what he said when asked about his offensive game.
I mean, the way he moves, his shots, say, well, the basketball, the style is changed now. Now you can't stay in the post. How do you now take your game in and out and take that shot? So he was telling me about just having confidence. But he has a very good touch. And I think he should exploit more. Creative, it's tricky, and it's confident, I was amazed how agile and flexible, after training. In fact, I took a picture when I saw him stretching, how flexible he really is.
His craftiness paired with his advanced footwork has allowed him to deal serious damage in the shaded lane this season. See, 86% of his current shots are taken less than 10 feet from the rim, with an effective field goal percentage of 60%. He's also asserting himself more in the offense as he tallies 11.3 points when it comes to point in the paint, which is 5 points higher than the previous season. And also, a huge chunk of his total shots this season is also being generated from the inside with a rate of 73.2%. Now, aside from being a menace in the paint, Sengun is also equally dangerous in pick-and-roll action. Him and Jalen Green engage in a two-man action right here. Green then squeezes a nice pass in between defenders. And when Sengun sees that he has a freeway going to the rim, here's what he did. In an almost identical play, KPJ locates Sengun with a pocket pass, and just check out how he murdered Wagner right here. As a roll man, Sengun ranks 7th in the league when it comes to points scored in a pick-and-roll situation with 4.1 a game, and he's also doing it with such efficiency at 55.8%. Overall, Sengun is currently averaging 15.4 points and 8.9 rebounds on 62.1% true shooting across 43 games this season. On top of this, he has also tallied 15 double-doubles and racked up 10 games where he scored 20-plus points or more. Now in a 10-game stretch, Sengun amped up his production even more as he averaged a double-double of 19.3 points and 10.3 rebounds while dishing out 6.4 assists. Meanwhile, he has also stepped up on defense as he registered 1.1 steals as well as 1.3 blocks amidst this 10-game stretch. Speaking of which, one of the major loopholes in Sengun's game has always been his defense, as he can't keep up laterally with players that are more athletic than him. But even though this is the case, Sengun compensates for his slow feet by having excellent timing and anticipation in swatting shots. It is pretty evident that Sengun models his game after Nikola Jokic, and with this being said, he also admitted in a couple of interviews that Jokic is the player that he always looked up to ever since.
Yeah, too smart. I can guard him, but he see everything, and he will go inside and pass them outside. He can.
Is he a guy that you look up to? Onu örnek aldığın bir oyuncu mu?
Yeah, of course. He's my idol.
You study him, watch film on him?
Yes, of course.
What have you learned from watching him?
Onu izlerken neler öğreniyorsun?
İşte oyun saha görüşünü öğreniyorum.
His court vision.
Deniyorum da idmanlarda.
He's also when he watch and he also try. He watch how he utilizing his court vision while he's playing, and he's trying on the practice too.
Who's your role model? Who were you looking up to?
I'm looking for Jokic. I'm watching his games. My games is similar to his games.
He has already met Jokic twice this season, and in their most recent matchup last November, Sengun proved that he can hang toe-to-toe with his idol despite being just a 20-year-old kid.
The steal goes to Brown, the assist to Jokic, his 11th. Sengun.
Though the Rockets got blown out by 20 in that game, Sengun showed up by having a solid double-double of 18 points and 11 rebounds while shooting 66.7% from the field. Now, when a reporter asked Jokic what he thinks about Sengun, here's what the Joker answered.
I think he's really talented. Maybe it's going to sound weird, but I think they need to play a little bit more through him, because sometimes they look a little bit more stagnant, like they're all their threes. The guy has the talent. He can pass the ball. He can post up. He has a touch around the rim, so you can see you can see some different moves when he's playing.
So what do you guys think? What part of his game do you think is most impressive? Let us know in the comments below. Sengun might be the sleeper on this young Rockets team, but this man you see on the screen here is the sleeper MVP for this entire season. If you want to learn more about how Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is making a serious case for MVP on this OKC team, be sure to click the video on your screen. Go ahead and click it. It's free.